Hi, I'm Bernard. Have you ever wondered if hair extensions are damaging? Well, they can be. So let's talk about the differences with some illustrations I like to draw during a consultation. To better illustrate how extensions can be better for your hair, let me draw a few things on the board here. One of the first things I like to draw is one extension bond. It kind of looks like this. It has about 50 strands of hair is about what I would guess. Mostly it's to explain that you should have at least 50 strands of hair supporting the 50 strands of hair here. Many stylists put very few hairs to support the weight of the extension, thinking that it's going to be smaller, more invisible, more comfortable. In actuality, if there's not enough hair to support the weight, it starts to cause some tension, some stress, little red bumps, irritation, eventually possibly bald spots. So if it's done correctly, you don't have to worry about those problems. The next thing is the difference between a round bond and a flat bond. I've drawn a few here. A round bond takes a section that is a particular width, pulls it in sort of like a ponytail, and then it flares back out down here, not blending as well in this area here. The next thing is a flat bond. If you do a flat bond correctly, the width should stay the same here and all the way through, and it's just a better blend no matter where you are on the bond. The flat bond lays a little closer to the head, it's a little more comfortable, and it just looks more natural. The round bonds tend to be a little ropey at the end, whereas the flat bonds are very natural laying across. So then it comes to application for the stylist when they're putting them in, and this is one of the things we cover in our training classes. The bond should hang at natural fall. There should be a little bit of a space between where it connects to the head and where the bond starts for some free-flowing movement. Every hair should be supporting the weight of the bond the same. The challenge is that too many stylists do mostly two things wrong. First one is they put the bond too close to the head. So when they put that bond really tight like this, it pops out, gives it a little bit of volume that is not necessary, because these top few hairs here are being stressed out by pulling a little too much, and the bottom hairs are being pushed into the head, not really supporting any weight at all. And then the next thing that is done is people try to mimic the space done in the first one by pulling way out this way, holding that whole bond out like this, when in actuality it should have been done at natural fall. But when it's done like this and sealed like this, then when it falls, you can kind of see what happens here. The few hairs at the very top are supporting the weight, and none of these other hairs are supporting the weight at all. So that whole section is sort of like this on a person's head. That top hair represents a few hairs across the top that support the weight, and all of these other hairs are not supporting their own weight or even the extension. So then what happens if somebody has finer, thinner hair? They may lose a few of those hairs a little sooner. So some of these hairs here fall out and the weight drops to the next little section until they get irritated and fall out. Before you know it, you have a bald spot or many of them across the head. This doesn't have to happen if they're done correctly.